up, YouTube? We're back with another episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? Today, I've got a really cool place for you guys. The place was built between 1975 and 1978, and it's now going to be demolished to make way for towers. The place I'm talking about is this place right here behind me. I think this one's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So why don't we take a walk around outside and then get inside and see if we can figure out what happened to this place. Okay, guys. We're going to start today's adventure just outside the front of the house, on the driveway here. I think what we'll do is we'll just take a quick walk around the property, and then we'll get inside and see if we can figure out what happened to this place. Like I mentioned in the introduction, this place was built between 75 and 78. It's now been sitting for a couple of years abandoned, and soon this entire block will be torn down and redeveloped into town condos. So that's going to be quite crazy to see all these condo towers sitting in this area. But right now, we have a string of abandoned houses which are empty. This is one of them. The one next door is another. But today we're going to focus on this one. So while we work our way up, show you guys what the place looks like. As you can see, the front lawn isn't too messy. The gardens have become overgrown. But obviously the city does keep the place somewhat trim and neat so the neighbors that do live here don't complain. You can see they still have the original garage door, and the brickwork and the paneling work is very reminiscent of something you'd see in the 70s. Look at this beautiful veranda in the front of the house. Those are really cool railings going up. You got a little bit of interlock here that would have been between the garden here and the garden in front of the veranda. But if you go up here, this would have been what the people that lived here saw every day as they came home or when they left their house. You can see it's an absolutely stunning veranda. Lots of seating space. Got some lights up there. Terrific railings, keeping everything kind of guarded and locked in here. What a great looking space. Of course, that front door, it's quite a nice front door. Be nice to see that from inside, but you can see that's probably an original door too. Of course, this is looking back down to the front of the property here. You can see they put a nice big piece of wood there. They bolted it to the driveway so no one could enter the property. Okay, why don't we go around and check out the backyard, and then we'll wrap this up and go inside. So they got a nice interlock walkway to the backyard. And this door here goes to the garage. Garage is closed. You can't see in, unfortunately, so we won't be able to check that out. It's a very nice iron gate. Let's open it up. Look at that. That's a very nice wrought iron fence there, too, on the side of the patio here. It's a fairly decent sized yard, sorry. As I turn around here, you have a side entrance to the house. There's actually a door here. I bet you that goes to like a laundry room. And there's a sliding door there. That probably takes you either into like a kitchen or a living room type of space. It's a nice little patio or a veranda on the back here. I like how they got that little fenced in spot there. And they got the wipe your paws doormat. Obviously they were dog owners. I have the same doormat in my house, believe it or not. Thanks, Mom. All right, let's check out the backyard. Looks like it's a fairly large yard. Yeah, it is. It's a very decent sized yard. They've taken a section of the fence out. These houses here, like I mentioned, are also abandoned too. So they removed the fences so you could access them easier for the workers. If I go back here, looks like at one point in time they had a shed or something. You got the foundation that's left, and it looks like they had concrete tile floors. But yeah, this is the house here from behind. That's the little walkway we were looking at there. And this is the very back side of the house here. Of course, if we go over here, we have the remnants of a garden. It's now filled with weeds. It's taken over. You have your compost there. But yeah, that's pretty much the yard here, and that's pretty much everything there is to see out back. So I don't think we should dilly-dally back here anymore. I think we should get inside, see what we can figure out about this place. Okay guys, we're gonna start this one just inside the front door in the front foyer here. I think this one's gonna be absolutely mind-blowing. So why don't we get down to it and see what we can figure out about this place. Like I mentioned in the introduction, this place was built between 75 and 79. And you can see when we start looking around here that a lot of this place is stuck in the 70s. Just when I pan down to the floors, Look at those 70 tile floors, that brown tile. It's almost like a terracotta type of color. Kind of reminds me of tiling you used to see in fast food restaurants in the 80s, to be honest. And look at this beautiful front door we're greeted with when we show up at this house. It was beautiful when we were out front, and it's beautiful on the inside. Look at the woodwork there. Absolutely amazing. You got some beautiful stained glass. I guess that's technically iron glass. And of course, you've got the wonderfully tall ceilings here. They're about 15 feet high. You look around, they got beautiful crown moldings. Beautiful chandelier just inside the foyer here with a medallion on the ceiling where it's hanging. And of course, I'm standing at the front door now, looking towards where I started the video here. And as you can see, they also have beautiful French doors going to the main hallway of the house. This place is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. I think we're going to be blown away by this one. Even the doorbell chime, it's pretty old school looking. I like that a lot. Seems like nothing here is going to be modern. Even that knob for the closet's really cool. Look at that. Got hardwood flooring on the step inside the closet. And you got your typical storage space there for guests and everything. Oh, they have an attic access there too. That's interesting. Of course, if I turn around here, these French doors actually lead us to the main part of the house here. So this is the main hallway. And you got the stairs going upstairs. And you got a beautiful chandelier in the main hallway too. But before we go that way, why don't we go to this room first? This room is stunning. The flooring in here is beautiful. Look at the beautiful hardwood floors. These floors are definitely original to when they built the house. Absolutely stunning. So this room here was probably a family room or a living room type of space. You got the chandelier hanging here, so this could even been considered a dining room over here. But if I turn around, I would guarantee that this section of the room here would be considered a living room or possibly family room. And it's a great space. It's large. It's got that beautiful big front window. Of course, they still got the curtains there from probably when they made this house. But also, as you look around, look at that crown molding. It's like a 3-layer crown molding going around the room. It's absolutely beautiful. It goes around the entire exterior of the room. Oh, and I just noticed this curtain here actually has a valance hiding the rod. That's also a big window on the side of the room there. And of course, they have this wonderful chandelier. It's absolutely stunning. Love the medallion on the ceiling. It just adds another level of class to it. And of course, if you look this way, this is looking to where we started the video. And this is looking to the second part of the hallway where those French doors are. Again, what a beautiful big room. Absolutely love this. Okay, why don't we work our way through this way then? Show you the perspective here. These are the stairs going upstairs. Got a very unique looking banister. I like how they have the iron banister there, but they have the wood filler panels in there. Those are very cool. Of course, this is looking to the front door with one of those doors open. It's an absolute beautiful entryway to the house. So this is the kitchen here. The kitchen looks like it probably was renovated a little bit more recently. I mean, this fan isn't new by any means. This looks like it could be an 80s or a 90s type of ceiling fan. But as I pan around, look at the cabinetry and everything that you see here. This is very reminiscent of something you'd see in the late 90s, maybe the early 2000s. Just from the styling of the cabinets, the knob choices, even the faux granite countertop. Very reminiscent of something you'd see in the 90s or so. What I like though is this backsplash back here. It's a very nice looking tile backsplash. This might be a dated look, but it's something I still quite enjoy. That's a nice spot there. Now, unfortunately, the sink does not face a window. That's a feature I love to point out, but unfortunately, this one does not have a window to face. Look at that old new-tone intercom. It's a pretty old school unit. That one dates back to when they first built the house. Of course, as we pass around this way, you can see they have a Bosch oven. This looks like a newer oven, probably late 90s, early 2000s. As well as you have the Allure range hood just above it. Also fairly new. But yeah, I'd say this cabinetry here is probably late 90s. It's got that look. Even this cabinet here with the glass door. Everything in here is probably going to be empty, yeah. So we won't waste too much time searching because I'm pretty sure this place is going to be emptied out. Of course, we come over here and they got a nice sliding door walkout to their beautiful big backyard, which we saw at the start of the video. They got a nice window there at the side as well. And over here you have some more counter space. This could have been like a stationary area, as well as they have a microwave. Look at that old fridge. That's a very dated looking fridge. That's definitely a late 70s fridge. The Amana. Inside looks fairly clean. Ooh, I think it might stink. Maybe the fridge farter was here, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that stinks real bad. Poof. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that was a mistake. All right, let's work our way out of this kitchen. What do we have here? Well, we have like a health guide here. You guys can take a look at that. And I've got some manuals for the microwave and some of the stuff that's in the kitchen here. Okay, this is the front hall again. I'm going to try to show you guys the side of the staircase going up because it's quite beautiful. It's an interesting 80s chandelier, late 70s, early 80s type of chandelier hanging here in the hallway. But yeah, look at the side of the stairwell here, or staircase, I should say. Very cool woodwork going along the side of the stairs. And it goes all the way up. And of course, that banister I was showing you earlier. It's pretty wild. Of course, that's looking back towards the front door. Quite a view. And you can see those tile floors come right to this part of the house. And then we're greeted with some really dated looking parquet floors. What's cool though is the baseboards and everything in this house have been stained. I'm a fan of wood that's stained and not painted, so I really like that feature. All right, so this is what I would call the family room. So that front room of the house was probably a living room and dining room. I would call this the family room. It's another entertainment area. You got the nice brick fireplace. It's a real fireplace. You even have a little tile floor in front of it. Nice little spot to sit and enjoy the heat from the fire. They got these massive windows looking out to their big, beautiful backyard, which are obviously heavily boarded over now. This one lets a little light in, but the other window on the other side there, it's completely covered over. And I can see that the wood they use is dated from last October 19th. So this place has probably been boarded like this now for probably almost a year. It's quite a large lit family room. I'm standing at one end looking towards the other. And these lights up here are probably the most modern thing in the room. Pretty wild. Another interesting thing is the walls are stucco. I think that's stucco. It's almost like ceiling popcorn. But that's quite interesting. It actually blends into the ceiling. And that's an early 80s, late 70s new-tone intercom. I'm very familiar with the 80s ones, and this is definitely an older version of what those look like. So if we go this way, looks like we got some closet space just off the side of this room here. Again, you got those very retro knobs on the doors. Look at that AstroTurf mat. And yeah, you just got some hanging space, nothing too crazy. If we go this way, that's the entrance to the basement. We'll check that last. Looks like over here we have a guest room. Look at those curtains. Kind of wild. I like the curtain rod with the leaf endings. Those are cool. Turn around again, you got the same kind of doors, same handles on them. It's another closet. Decent amount of space. And of course, I'll show you guys again, they got parquet flooring in here with the stained trim and the stained doors. The theme kind of matches throughout. Of course, they have another old school intercom there. That's very cool. I love seeing those. That's a very 70s looking light up there in the hallway. And there's a matching one in the hall down by the door here. So why don't we check out this area here. So it looks like somebody booted in the door here and they reinforced it with a chair. Very wild. And of course this door looks out at the backyard. I'll just open this curtain oh, I can't. Just look out here real quick. So that looks out at the backyard. That's actually the sliding door to the kitchen that we were in earlier. And to, I guess, the left of the door, if you're facing in the house, you have a bathroom. This is a fairly modernized looking bathroom. That's a fairly new toilet. Looks like a probably newer than 2005 toilet. You also got a pedestal sink here, which is fairly new looking, with hardware on it. With that brass and the silver, that looks fairly old. It matches the towel hanger on the wall. Look at the shower. Very 80s looking shower with the marble entranceway. And you got your standard hardware there. That looks like 70s hardware going right up to the shower head. Even the soap holder is a little bit more modern looking than what we're used to. Very neat shower though. I like how it's all tile. It's a nice feature to have. Of course, you have the cabinet behind the toilet here. I'm sure this is empty too, except for a couple of minor things. Some perfume and some matches. Pretty wild. So this takes us back out to the hallway here from the side of the house. Of course, this is looking towards the main hallway here. We'll go this way and open this door. Oh, look at this. So in here we got the old laundry room. And this is very much stuck in time. Look at the cabinetry and the countertop in here. Very plain Jane cabinetry. Look at that counter though. I don't even know what that's supposed to look like, but I know that's very 1970s looking. And if you turn this way, we got the KitchenAid washer and dryer combo. These are a little bit newer. I wouldn't be surprised if these are late 80s, maybe even late 90s units. They're all kind of the same through that era, so it's kind of hard to label them. But yeah, they're fairly new looking. Of course, the cabinetry here is also empty. That's some solid wood though. These are actually nice cabinets. They're not the cheesy ones you see in houses nowadays. And you can see these are original to when they built the house. The style of the hinge is totally different. If I show you the kitchen ones, they're probably modern. It's a very neat looking little room though. This brings us back out to the hallway. And of course, if we turn this way, that's the front door. And that's the basement, so we'll go down there last. So why don't we work our way upstairs now? See what that looks like. Of course, that's a very interesting chandelier. I don't know if I would call it beautiful, but it's very stuck in time. Some people would appreciate that one for sure. So let's check out these stairs. The stairs are quite nice here. You got nice hardwood stairs. Fortunately, they have a cheesy carpet runner running up them, but what can you do? Let's go upstairs and check it out. The stairs are solid. They don't creak or anything. Of course, once you get up here, they have that beautiful hardwood flooring from the main room downstairs. That seems to run throughout up here. Of course, all the trim, the baseboards, the doors are stained and varnished. That theme also follows through. And this is the view from the top of the stairs looking back down. The banister is very interesting. I've never seen one like this before. I really like it. And it's quite a view down to the chandelier and those French doors, isn't it? Popcorn ceiling is crazy in here. So are those cobwebs. That's an old school light too. All right, so let's go this way. Over here you can see they got a linen closet that's wide open, so we'll eliminate that right away. Why don't we go to this bedroom first? This looks like it might have been a girl's room. You got a princess on the wall. At least I think this is a girl's room. It's a neat little room. Very modestly sized. The curtains in here look a little more modern. But everything else in here is pretty much stuck in time. Got a little walk-in closet there, nothing too crazy. Oh, look, you got Thomas the Train down there. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's not a whole lot to see in here. Another old school intercom. You know, you got a ribbon, some flowers, and a heart up there. So yeah, this definitely was a girl's room at one point in time. And it makes sense. It's a very modest sized room. It's perfect for a child to stay in. Let's go back out to the hallway here. And we'll check out this room on our right. So this looks like it's another spare room, kids' room possibly. It's not a huge room. You see the window back here is much more modern than the house. This looks like a brand new window almost. You look around though, very bare bones, very modest, just like the room we were in. Again, it follows the theme from the rest of the house. They have the same hardwood floors. The trim and everything is stained, varnished. You got those old school knobs on the closet door. And of course you have a walk-in closet just like the other room. And of course another intercom here. And we go back this way and we come right back out to the hallway up here. Let's check out the room on our right. This, I presume, is the master bedroom. It's a little bit larger. Look at that light up there. That's a very old school light shade. And of course, you can see the curtains in here are probably a little more modern. That curtain rod looks like it's an 80s rod because it's brass. The window is brand new. It looks like they left their candles behind. But yeah, as I turn around and pan around the room here, you can see you got the original doors, the original floors. Everything else in here is pretty much unchanged. One of the worst things I've seen so far in this house, the hack work right here. Look at this garbage. You got the cable TV and the phone line just stapled to the baseboards. Oh, that is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And look at this. They ran the cable TV physically around the door. They didn't even try to hide it. And this is why you never let the cable guy do your cable. Look, they ran it through the air return. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Let's take a look at these closets. Again, they got the original hardware. I like that. A decent sized closet. Lots of hanging space in that one. And this one here will probably be very similar. A little less hanging space in this one. This room also has an ensuite bathroom. The bathroom looks a little bit newer. That tile looks fairly new. Oh yeah, see this? Look at this. This is probably the newest stuff in the house. Look at this vanity here. This looks like something from the last 10 or 15 years at the absolute most. Even the granite countertop is fairly new, as is the hardware. Now the mirror is missing, but you can see these are definitely newer lights. These are like Home Depot lights, probably from the last 15 years. Of course, you turn around, they got a pretty fancy shower here. Everything in here looks brand new. Look at that sliding shower door. That's absolutely beautiful. That's definitely a modern addition to this house. Look at those rollers. Oh, it rolls so nicely. Oh, that's beautiful. Of course, if you look in here, very new shower head. You got your soap holders and everything on the side there. And everything else is fairly typical of what you'd see in a shower. Nice tile job though, I like that. I also like the frosted window. Very nice. And of course they have a clean toilet here too, another modern toilet. And the brown bomber has not been here. It's just very moldy in there, which is kind of gross. All right, so we'll turn around. Oh look, there's a medicine cabinet too. It's an old wood one. That's kind of a neat one. Definitely original to when they built the house. Hey, these are cool shelves. I like that. They could have had something tall. I wonder why there's a hole. Oh, it's for the piping, that's why. That's pretty neat. All right, so why don't we work our way down to the basement and we'll wrap this one up. Again, this is quite a view when you come back to the stairs. Looking down is quite impressive. Oh wait, we didn't see this room. Oh, look at this. Look how dusty the door is. Can you guys see that? We didn't see this, but thank God I saw it. Look at this bathroom. Wow. Yeah, this room is stuck in time. Look at this tile. Whoa. That's a very old school 70s tub, but look at this tile work. This is just absolutely stuck in time. Super retro. I like it though. Look at that. They got a bidet. They got another modern toilet in here. Has the brown bomber been here? No, just moldy. But again, the tile work, that is just so old school. Wow. Even that vanity's pretty old looking too. Got another medicine cabinet here, empty. Those lights are fairly modern. But everything else in this room is pretty stuck in time. They left the flower there. Wow, that's wild. This room is probably the coolest room in the house. What do you guys think of this bathroom? Pretty mind-blowing, right? Okay, now we're gonna work our way to the basement. Wrap this one up. So coming back downstairs, this is the view to the front door. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so the kitchen is there, so this is where we're gonna go. This takes us to the basement here. Carpeted stairs, all right, let's go. Looks very typical of a basement from a house from the late 70s, early 80s. It's quite large. So there obviously was a support beam for the house there. They just put this cover on it to make it look fancier. It's an interesting basement though, I'll say that. It's kind of a big empty waste of space. I mean, you could obviously host parties and have guests down here, but it's very cold and sterile feeling with the tile floors. I like the chair rail going around though. The wood's a different tone down here than the rest of the house, which feels a little off to me. But I like how they did the chair rail. I'm not a big fan of this cabinet here. This would have been like a TV cabinet or, actually no, I lied. This is like a bar. So you would have had the wine glasses hanging up there. And this would have been like a bar area or something, little bar area. So they would have had their drinks and whatever, you know, books and whatever other things displayed here basically. The place is modern enough that it has switch breakers. Or they did that after the fact. They might have changed that. And it's got a couple windows letting in natural light, but you know, this is your very typical basement in Canada. For the most part, it's windowless and dark. It's been converted into an entertainment space and, you know, probably served half decently as one. If we go this way, we're probably gonna have a cold room. This might be a cold room, yes it is. We got your storage over here. So you got some shelving for a little bit of cold storage. You got a bench over here that was movable. And another modest window looking outside. And if I turn back this way, not a whole bunch of stuff left to see really. That's about it. Of course we go back this way and this takes us back to the basement area. So we'll continue this way and we'll go to this room on our left here. This is probably a spare bedroom, I bet you. It's a fairly decent sized room. It's actually larger than the kids' rooms that were upstairs. You got another basement window. This place actually has a lot of windows to the basement, surprisingly. So a decent amount of light would have got down here. Yeah, this definitely looks like a guest room. A guest could have stayed here. You got a coat hanger there for some basic things to be hung. You go this way and you've got a closet with a mirror on the door so someone could get ready for their day. Look at this, they made this closet out of plywood mostly. Well, it's all laminated wood. Maybe it's not plywood, but it's laminated wood for sure. So they got a lot of storage on this side, which I like. They got a lot of hanging space for the rest of the closet. So that's pretty neat. Neat little basement bedroom. Another indication of when this house would have been built are the brass vents and the brass being used in the lights. That would have been very common in the late 70s, early 80s. It's just something you don't see very much anymore. Even that light there is brass. All right, so let's go to the left of the stairs here, and this takes us to the rest of the basement. Now this looks like it's the unfinished portion. Yeah, so this is like the furnace room area. This is like where they stored all their extra stuff. You got storage under the stairs. They got their hat storage on the side of the stairs here. You got your alarm panel, which is obviously not in use anymore. Some garbage cans. They're drying some plants, which got moldy and dusty. Very typical basement space. Got a table that's left behind here. This would have been for, you know, I guess when guests come over, you put a table out and have, you know, serve food or whatever. Obviously, this was not a permanent fixture in any of the rooms. It's an interesting looking table though. The design on the top is kind of wild. And somebody worked out a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of weight there. Not very much though. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to see. I mean, this is pretty much the mechanical part of the basement. You know, you got this old school, looks like 80s furnace here. This furnace has never been upgraded or changed. Actually looks like it flooded down here at one point in time because look at the rust down at the bottom there. Very old school humidifier. That's a very 70s looking humidifier. Over here they got a more modern looking water heater. Not a big surprise, obviously. Actually, as I turn around and look at the furnace, it actually does look a little more modern from this side. November 06. And over here, it looks like they just mounted some old cabinets. These could have been from the kitchen or something when they renovated. There's nothing in them. It's an interesting cabinet here. It's interesting that they have mirrored doors. I guess this is like an armoire. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It's got drawers inside of it. So this was like a dresser armoire. And that's why they have the, yeah, that's why they have mirrored doors. And as I turn around here, you just got some rudimentary empty shelving. You've got more leftover cabinets from the kitchen upstairs. You've got a very large laundry room sink by the window here. You turn around, they have a stove here too. This would have been probably the original Frigidaire stove from the kitchen before they renovated too. So I guess at one point in time when they renovated that kitchen, all the stuff that was up there made it down here, kind of like a second kitchen and kind of an area to just reuse everything. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap this one up. I think we've seen every inch of this house now except for this washroom here. So why don't we look at this first? And yeah, you can see this washroom was probably an add-on in the late 80s. This is a shower door we've seen many, many times. I had one like this growing up and I've pointed out to you guys. Another tile shower. This one's actually quite deep. Well, I like that light. I like showers with built-in lights. That's a very nice feature to have. Yeah, this hardware looks like 80s hardware. Tiling's pretty neat. You got the marble, which was very popular in the 80s. And of course, if you turn around, you got a vanity there that's, you know, it looks like it's probably from when they built this house, late 70s, early 80s. You got the sink that's built into the countertop. Very 70s, early 80s color scheme. Look at this medicine cabinet. It's quite nice. It's very nice, actually. You open it up. It's got a couple of doors. That one's got an etched design on it. And that light there is probably the most modern thing in this room. Oh, and this toilet. This toilet, let's see if the brown bomber's here. No, he wasn't. And this is a 2-flush toilet, so you got the number 1 and the number 2 button depending on what you did. It uses the water based on what you select. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Oh look, they didn't even stain this door. Sorry guys, I'm getting distracted, but yeah, you can see the door and the trim wasn't even stained. They never even finished the job. It's interesting they put a bathroom in this part of the basement, really. Huh. Okay, well, now we're gonna wrap this one up. We've now seen every square inch of this house. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming on this adventure. Please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment afterwards, and of course, share this one out. All right, guys, it's all the time we have for today's adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed coming on this one with me. This place was absolutely mind-blowing, a place that was built in the late 70s, and now it's been sitting abandoned for a couple years, awaiting its eventual demise. If you guys enjoyed coming on this one, please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment about what you saw in this video, and of course, share this one out to help it grow. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. Check out last week's video there. Check out the random video up there. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.